Okay, so the first card that came out, and I'm not doing this as a particular spread, I'm just doing these as 3 different cards, and of course, like I said, I'll pull clarification. The first one that came out is the Five of Wands. And it's interesting, what hit me when it very first came out is I felt like it was a positive card. You know, textbook, this card can mean arguing, fighting, differences of opinions, and not getting along, and so forth and so on. It's funny how when I pulled it, I almost felt a sense of resolve of matters. And maybe this has happened in the past. This could be in a relationship, of seeing differences of opinions and suggestions and ideas. But I feel like whatever this has been, whether it's in a relationship or with your work, in your work environment, that there's a peaceful resolution coming along. As you can see, you know, this guy has on his cuff here, his hard metal cuff. This guy has on drape, and this guy has on a blue glove, and so on and so forth. So it's completely different. Whatever these proposals and differences of ideas are in contrast to each other. But I do feel like it's a resolution coming about. I also feel like this could be you, Libra, having 4 or 5 different opportunities or ways to make money, or the way you want to put your message out that you're looking at. And maybe this is you saying, well, wait a minute, this might be interesting for me, or this particular modality or opportunity could be interesting, or maybe you've sent resumes out, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like this is an opportunistic card to either resolve or different ways of, like I said, putting your message out in the world. I'm going to turn my crystal on, my light on, to look at my crystal and see what's... Well, yeah, you're at a high point. You're coming to a high point in the year. I know some of you say, yeah, things are getting better. And I've also read comments that saying it's still crap. And I know, I understand. I really do. I have a lot of Libra in my chart. So, but I do feel like this summer is going... Most of you, not all of you, again, not all Libras are alike. Every single one of you. You're not born at the same time. You're not born on the same day. But a lot of you are going to see new opportunities come. And I feel like, by the way, by the end of this month, you're going to be feeling different. Let's just say that, different. I'm seeing like a staircase that's going like this. So a lot of you felt like it's not a straight up, like this hasn't been an easy, smooth path. Like it's like this way, then we're this way, then we're this way, then we're this way. And this has not just been going on for this year. This has been for, and I know I've said this before, but some of you many years in the making. All right. So the second card that comes up is the Knight of Swords. And I feel like this is probably you. This is probably you coming out of this decision making and or this resolve, and you feel like you're wanting to move forward. The Knight is about the explorer of the court cards. The Queen, of course, is the essence. She's the very analytical, and she is a keen observer. She is the essence of thinking. And the King, of course, has mastered his mental thinking. But the Knight is ready to move the idea forward. And if you look at the way these two cards meet, you know, this particular wand meets up with the sword that he's carrying. So it might be that you go with this idea and you bring it into action, or it just might be that you feel the strength from this and you're ready to move forward. And you know what I hadn't noticed before I started the camera back, but I am now. Very interesting. The third card is the Tower, okay? And I do want to say that you're the 4th sign that I've done the readings for the second half of June, and this has come up 3 times. So this has to be a universal message because that's only 4 readings and 3 of them have had the Tower. I'm looking at this card, and the Tower usually represents limited restrictions, self-imposed restrictions, whatever it is that need to fall down so that you can begin anew. A lot of readers actually like this card because after the Tower falls, there's enlightenment, there's new opportunities to come. Actually can be a very advantageous card. So I'm looking at this, and what I'm noticing over here, if you look in the Knight of Swords, it almost looks like the Tower is in this card as well. Do you see that? I'm going to hold them up. So look how he's moving forward, and the Tower's over here on the side. But he's moving past that. He's not afraid of this Tower. You guys are really changing. I think some of you are feeling more confident. Some of you are letting go of, like I said, restrictions earlier so that you can feel your intuition. I think some of you are going to feel very intuitive this particular month, the rest of this month. Because I'm really noticing this water here. And I also love that it's so interesting how these cards are flowing together. So we had this, and then look how the handle of a sword moves into this wave here. So it's almost like whatever needs to happen, you can move smoothly through this path. Interesting. What's not needed is following, not following, but could be following. There's fire that's coming out, so the combustion will happen, but it doesn't necessarily need to be sudden, shocking, like this card can interpret. I'm not interpreting these cards today like the traditional meanings. It's just not feeling like that. It's feeling like you've seen a lot of dishevel in your life, and yet now you have the inner strength to move past that dishevel and actually succeed through the dishevel. Because the part I'm noticing the most is the water, which is giving you the compassion for yourself and for others, and the way this is flowing here. All right, let's pull some clarification cards. Interesting. And let's see, what was the last sign I did? Taurus had the Tower in there, and so did, I believe, Capricorn. I was shuffling the cards, and my dog is lying beside me, and one of them fell on his shoulder. Okay. So let's see what comes up. I forgot what I was saying, and I'm sorry about that, but I might remember. So let's see. All right. Okay. Interesting. 4 came out, so let's go with those. Well, the 9 of Swords came up. So yeah, a lot of you have stayed up at night. I feel like some of you aren't sleeping as well as you want to. For whatever reason, it may be, you need a new bed, a new mattress. It might be that your children are keeping you up at night, or your dog is keeping you up at night, or that your husband is snoring. I'm coming up with a lot of different things, I know, but these swords are above these tight hands, and you feel a little bit like you can't grasp on to what you need to, or you haven't been able to, but the swords are moving in the direction of this Ace of Pentacles. See, I always look at the direction of everything, and how this knight was moving into this Tower, but he could move past the dilemmas of life. So these swords are moving, the thinking is moving into the Ace of Pentacles. You guys are coming up with some new ways of making money is very much what it's feeling like. And I said that here. And the Knight of Swords wants to move into creations of money, health, happiness. I like this Ace of Pentacles. There's the rose here. There's this white flower and the arch. So a new pathway to make money, like I said, your financial, your bottom line, your health. Some of you are going to find new health, body movement. I'm hearing body movement approaches. So whether you walk a lot or whether you dance or swim, for the Northern Hemisphere, this is a good time to be in the water and swim. It's one of the best exercises is swimming, because you use your whole body, right? So I'm feeling like this is really this sword is acing, no pun intended, acing this pentacle. Awesome. Okay. So although this tower has felt a little bit like, okay, which road do I go down? You all go to, this is the Moon card. And the Moon card is about using your intuition. So continue to do that. What feels best for you? I'm going to ask you some questions. If you had to choose between one of two options, when you think about one option, does it make you take a deep breath? Or does it make you tense up on the inside? Follow your body. Follow what your body's telling you. This is also the sign of Cancer. So is there a water sign and or possibly a Cancer sign, which would be this card came up too earlier, the end of June into July. Is this person helping you in some way? Are they supporting you? Do they feel like they're intuitive? Of course, Cancers are intuitive. We're all intuitive. I mean, let's just face it, we all are. But I feel like in particular, this could be a Cancer person. Now, let me know in the comments below if it is or if it isn't. But I feel like they're helping you move into the path of success. And if this feels like, okay, which side of the coin should I follow? Again, pay attention to your third eye awareness, your chakras, all of that. Pay attention to your body. I love the last card that came up, the clarification card, is the Ace of Wands or Ace of Rods in this particular deck. And see how both of these rod cards, there's a hand coming out of the cloud. So you're angelically have a new opportunity or a new way of making money, and to use your services, your work, your life force, or your passion in a different way. So this Moon card may be, okay, well, which path is it? I keep getting that around these wands, that you're going to have opportunity for, people might approach you that want to work with you. You might be getting some of that. So be prepared. And I do believe that June 4th, which I'm doing this reading today on June 3rd. June 3rd, which tomorrow would be Sunday, June 4th, through, I believe, July, and I want to say the 20-something or other. Libras are going to have some opportunities come your way. All right? And support behind you. And people that want to follow you. And I feel like I've said this before, but people are starting to see that Libras are or have some leadership qualities. And they're interested in what you're doing. They're interested in your uniqueness. And not so much your force of life, because you don't force things as much. You like the balance and all of that, but and that's the direction we're all moving in too as well. So look at both sides of the coin and you will figure out which is the best path, the path of least resistance to accomplish the goals you want to accomplish. All right, Libra, I'm going to add these cards up. I almost forgot to do that. Don't want to miss out on doing that. We have 5, and the Knight is 1, 5, 6, and 16 is 22. Oh, darn it. Well, there's 21 major arcana cards, but anyway, I'll do the 22. 22 is actually a master number in numerology. I did do that right, 16, 17. Yeah, 22 is the master number. 22s are, it's being very patient and diplomatic. That's so you guys. It reminds me when I draw out a 2, when I'm doing numerology or giving the numbers personality like I teach classes. The number 2 feels like a swan on the lake. It's very open to peace, wants peace. So I feel like that's what you guys are wanting. The 22 life paths are the builders, the master builders of life. All right, so that's awesome. And 22 adds up to 4, of course, and 4 in the major arcana is the Emperor card. And the Emperor card is archetypally a person who is a father figure, an authority figure, sometimes a Capricorn. So see if this is a Capricorn in your life. But again, he represents leadership abilities, controlling his destiny, building projects. I feel like this is you. I feel like that the universe is saying, come on, Libra. You're ready for this. You may have felt like you wanted to raft down line a raft and just be in a nice, calm stream. And you can continue to do that, is what I'm feeling like the universe is saying. But take on who you are. Own yourself. Own your qualities of your own leadership. And that's what I was talking about earlier as I was looking into the crystals, that people are interested in what you have to give and the value you have to give.